Everything was on hold for a little while because of the flooding. We had sat down the week of the flood, it was a few days before that, to schedule it, to plan everything. And so I was kind of on hold for 2 or 3 weeks just because of that. Wasn't sure if we were going to do it, if it was going to be moved up. But just in like no time at all, we had about 2 weeks to get all the vendors on board, and we had about 38 of them. It was a really good room of vendors for the students. It was a real successful day for everybody.
Oh, that's great. So job fairs, that is one of the many things that AZ Works does in Gila County. And
all over Northeastern. So our team is Northeastern Arizona. It covers Navajo, Apache, and Gila.
Wow.
There's a couple of us that do business services that are out there connecting with our businesses to help them get enrolled on our website, find those workers, help them with those workforce needs. We have programs and services to help our businesses and connect them with those participants that are coming in or that are on our website or that are just out there that might not know about their jobs. So we have a way to advance search on our website for resumes and look for those workers for our businesses out there. So it's busy. We're all over the place. We have a college and career fair, of course, that we're planning always for Payson, and that's in the spring. It's going to be on March 25th, which is our big reason for coming on today more than anything, is to promote that and to get as many businesses on that as we can. Theirs is very unique for Payson. Everyone is envious of how we do it here, and they all want to eventually do it that way because it's so productive. They put aside 34 classrooms, which is probably the classrooms they have over there, for all of those vendors and colleges and military and anybody that has anything to share with the students about career pathways. So they have an hour, the vendors, whoever is going to reserve one of those classrooms, has an hour to share with the students what that information is to get to those careers. So the students have to deliberately pick what sessions they're taking. It's not like a big gym where we have the students in the gym all day.
Gotcha.
It's pretty unique, and they have to be pretty deliberate with their selections because and we have 34 classrooms to fill for 4 different hours. So there's 2 sessions in the morning and 2 sessions in the afternoon, and then after that they all go to the gym for about an hour.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty awesome. They have to deliberately pick those 4 sessions. So there's a whole variety of vendors that they get to pick from per each hour, and the sophomores through the seniors have to pick all 4. So that's where they're at. The freshmen pick 2, and then we have them in the gym for a money on the move. It's something called something else, but it's a way to learn how to budget your money. There is a whole gym full of vendors also that the students have to go around and not spend all their money. They have, like identified what they've done in their career, if they have kids, if they have how much they make every month, and then they're going to go around and buy a cell phone. They're going to buy a car and decide how much they can afford for rent and things like that. So it's so productive. We have such a great day. It's a huge, organizing all of these events for that day. It's pretty awesome.
So you mentioned the website and want to give that out a few times this morning.
Thank you.
Because there's so much information, and that's kind of where people can start, is looking on the website, and it's arizonaatwork.com.
It's arizonaatwork.com, but we also have azjobconnection.gov, which is where we enroll all of our businesses and participants. Gotcha. So it's linked together, both of those websites. So either one of them will get you to all of those services on there. azjobconnection.gov is our website that's in all of our jobs offices across the state. So anybody that comes into a jobs office, that's where we're going to put you. Arizona at Work is a website, but it kind of links back to the azjobconnection.gov for those services and to post jobs and look for jobs and create your resume and things like that. So we do have our full functioning jobs office in Payson over between Bash's or between Dollar Tree and Big Five over in the Bash's Shopping Center. So we are there to help all those participants come in. We do give priority of service to veterans, so that is a huge thing with Arizona at Work. We have a vet rep in there. Rhonda was here the last time we were here, which was, in the summertime at some point we were here. And she is helping all those veterans, taking care of our disabled veteran population as a priority. But we are giving our veterans priority. As soon as they walk in, they jump to the head of the line. We are connecting them with Rhonda. Rhonda is also reaching out to our businesses on behalf of those veterans. She's advocating for veterans and looking and talking to those businesses that those vets are looking at getting employed at. So we can advocate for them, connect with them, and hopefully get some veterans hired out there too. We have those hiring events, individual hiring events too at our jobs offices. So if there's any employers out there that are looking for workers, we can advance search on our website and try to find you those matches that those resumes match your job orders. But we can also have a hiring event in the office. We promote it. I make a big, make a flyer and post it all over town. We hang it up everywhere. Email it to all of our partners, the chamber, and all of those entities that can help us promote it. And we usually have a pretty good turnout. It's all about that one employer, so everyone that comes in knows who they're going to see, and they sit down and we have a little interview space at the jobs office for them to interview workers. It's pretty productive. We have a really good turnout, and sometimes they walk away with some workers. So it's all free of charge. We don't charge anything for these services. And we have a lot of programs to help our youth, and we have OJT, which we reimburse wages, and if those participants that you're hiring are eligible for our programs as well. So we have a lot to share with our businesses out there and with our participants. We have our employment counselors in our jobs offices that are helping those participants that are coming in, that may be their first jobs, that they're just working on that very first resume, or maybe they're going back to work and needing to update their resume. We're going to refer them to those employers and look at jobs that are open so they know what's out there.
Yep, looking on the azjobconnection.gov website, and it's real easy to navigate. If you're looking for a job or training, you can put in keywords, location, do a search. Also, just below that, there's a spot for job seekers where you can get more information, find education and training, create resumes, employers posting jobs, like you said, finding talent, promote your company, and then training providers as well. So, and then upcoming events. So you have the calendar right on there where you can see all of the job fairs, hiring events, trainings, just all of it is listed right on that.
It's an awesome website. Yeah, there's a lot on there, and it's pretty easy to navigate, I think. But we're here to help you through that website if anybody's on there and is stuck. Also, anybody that applies for unemployment, even those workers that don't come in, there's still a lot of workers that are enrolling on there. And like I said, those that apply for unemployment, which we know could be anybody, they are automatically enrolled on Arizona Job Connection. And it's all about them jumping through those hoops for unemployment and making sure that they're doing all their duties and service and things that they have to get done for unemployment. But that is another source of workers that are on there. We have a lot of skilled workers on there. We have a lot of people coming in that are struggling, but it's a whole random bunch of people out there that are on the website. It's not just people that can't get a job and that are maybe have some background or something like that. We know that could be some of our participants, but there are a lot of skilled workers on our website. So it's a good place to find those workers that you might be having a hard time that aren't walking in your business or getting on your website to apply. We can connect them with all those jobs out there and hopefully find some good matches for our businesses. So.
And again, if people need assistance, if the website is just too much, they're overwhelmed by everything that's on there, they can go into your office here in Payson, and like you said, that's right there in the Bash's complex. 216 East Highway 260, And it's in between, what is it in between
It's,
here?
it's right next to Big Five,
Big Five, okay.
and you know, the next one over is the Valley Imaging, but the one that everyone knows is Dollar Tree. So
Dollar Tree.
right in between, we're right connected to DES.
Mhm.
So we're, DES is one of our partners, but we kind of we have a shared office, but they're separate lobbies.
Mhm.
So we have totally separate storefronts and services. So, but we are right connected to DES as well over there.
Mm.
There's a big sign, Arizona at Work, over the door. So
Mhm.
it's a good place for hiring events for sure.
Mhm.
We used to be on Tonto up, you know, right there on the corner where the senior center I think is moving. But we have, or someone's going over there, I can't remember. But we were up there and it was a little bit out of the way. Not
Gotcha.
everybody saw us, you know, even, you know, when we were having those hiring events, nobody knew because they weren't really driving by. It's a nice location where we've been since 22. Since we came back from COVID, that's where we ended up. So it's a good office. And we have Allie over there. We have a couple employment counselors that come in to help her because she's by herself lately. And so on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have extra help from our neighboring offices from like Winslow and Globe. And so we have our employment counselors come down there to just assist Allie a couple days a week because she's by herself. But we are, we're always there to help everybody. We do have, you know, voc rehab in there, so if you come in with a disability and that disability is a barrier to getting a job, we are going to connect you with our voc rehab counselors. They, you know, go through, it's usually a little bit of time with their program. So if you're able to work, even if you have a disability, we're going to help you get that job. If it becomes a barrier to getting a job, we want to connect you with voc rehab. We do have our career coach that is our Title I, and I don't think she's come in with me. It is a new contract that we have with our Title I department, and she covers all of Gila County, but she's in that office as well, and she's going to help anybody that is looking, that has barriers. So she's helping those workers with significant barriers, but also finding those grants and things to get them back to school and figure out, you know, what they want to do to try to, you know, career explore with them and figure out what is available as far as education and employment. So we have a lot of support. We have, right in the office, we have those partners. So we have Title II, which is across the street, which is our adult ed, and that's Catherine, and she's the admin over there. I can't remember. And then we have Lori, which is the program manager. But they're over there to help everybody with their GEDs and any, you know, adult education, you know, finding those career moves and schools and things like that for our adults and our youth. So there's a lot going on out there.
Yes, I remember one of the programs that you shared, one of the previous shows, where you help people when they're going for interviews or they've been hired and they need certain clothes.
Yeah.
They need maybe tools. They need something or things that are required for that job. And there's assistance for people in that situation as well.
Yeah, we have, especially for our veterans. So our veterans, of course, get the priority of service. And there's a veteran toolkit that's attached to the veterans when they get a job. So within, I think they've changed, it used to be within 5 days, we had to know that they were hired and work on this order for supplies or whatever they need. Now I think they've extended it to 10 days. So we have a little more time to connect with that veteran after they get a job. And of course, it's someone that's already worked with us. If a veteran comes in and they're getting ready to get hired, we're going to get them enrolled and try to, you know, work that out and still get them that veteran toolkit. But it is, I think you can get a couple of them in your lifetime. The limit on the one at a time is $350, I believe. So it just depends on what that job was that you might, what those supplies that you might need. We usually jump on Amazon. I haven't done it in a couple of years, but we would sit down with that veteran and go through Amazon or wherever that website was. Usually, there's probably other places to order. I always did it on Amazon, but we would order those pants and belts and you know, work boots and maybe a flashlight and whatever it is that they might need. It just depends on the position that they're, you know, that they just got and what supplies they need. up, for anything, as long as it's under that amount. And as far as regular workers that come in, our regular job seekers, we don't have a toolkit like that, but we do have our community partners. We do work with Time Out Thrift Store, and we're going to send them over to Time Out for like interview clothes, for maybe they just needed the right pair of shoes. So we do have a little bit of resources for regular workers as well. Yeah.
Right, that is great.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in or just started watching our live stream, talking with Lori Wiechmann at Arizona Works, and it just is an amazing program that's free of charge. And there's so many resources or programs available through Arizona Works, and then also the website is arizonawork.com, but also it is the other one.
It's azjobconnection.gov.
azjobconnection.gov, that's right. And so if you're seeking a job, or if you're a employer, a business, that is looking for employees, trying to fill positions, then this is definitely an organization you want to get in touch with. You want to get in touch with Lori because she can help you make those connections, find
Definitely.
employees.
They can always start with me, and if it's one of our program managers, somebody else that needs to take care of them, I'm going to just refer them to everyone we need to get them on board with. So it's, and as an employer, if you are registered on our website, and we can even do that at the last minute, but if you are struggling with layoffs or just having to close your business, we are going to come in. We have a rapid response layoff aversion department that we're going to send out services to help those displaced workers. So we're also, of course, going to sit down with the business if they're not closing to see what we can do to help promote them, have those hiring events, get those jobs posted, and get them on the website. Make sure that they know about our events so they can be there to reach out and have that individual hiring event at our office so they can have the best chance to connect with those workers that want to work for them. But we do send out our services. We had a big event in Globe because of the flooding and everything. There was quite a few businesses with displaced workers. So we went out and had an event at one of the middle schools and brought all of our services and connected with a few workers. I think it was not a huge turnout, which we were figuring was a good thing because they had already gotten that help. There's a lot of businesses already reopening. They're having a big ribbon cutting. I think it's next Friday or in a couple weeks where they're going to go, the Globe Chamber is going to go around and have like a grand opening for all these businesses that are reopening, because there's a lot of them that were pretty devastated that are reopened now and that are continuing to reopen. There's a few that are still working on cleanup, and it was pretty devastating. There was a lot going on there, and they still have the Small Business Association that's planted at the chamber. They have a lot of help there. They have the emergency management system through Globe and Miami, and I think the state that is having another big meeting in a week or two also. To connect all of those partners and services to make sure that everyone's going to be there to help these businesses and what's going to happen in the future. How is this going to work moving forward? So
that is great.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on board helping, and it's an amazing community. They've all pulled together. I mean, some of those businesses opening up so quickly after such devastation was pretty amazing. So they all pulled together. It's a lot of mom and pop shops that, there wasn't a lot of help, that nobody really wanted us to help them with the unemployment. It was pretty much, no, we're cleaning up and then we're reopening, So it's pretty amazing to see the growth and everybody pulling together and making things happen there. It's a beautiful community.
It is, and that's something I think in Globe, in the Payson community and the Spring Country community, you've seen that over the years when there's an event like that.
People come together.
Yes, people come together and support each other and do everything they can to help each other get back on their feet. And, it is great to see. So yeah, kudos to everyone over there. And
Yeah,
everyone
so we're here to
outside the
support those
community.
businesses, like anybody that's in need of, our assistance for any of those programs we have. If someone is struggling and they need us, we want to get them registered right away. We can help them with all of those, with the layoff version, help those, those employees that might be being laid off and try to get those businesses back up and, promoted and stuff, so. Yeah, we're here to support all of those people out there. And
oh, that is great. And again, if you want to go by Lori's office, it is located right in between Dollar Tree or General Dollar.
Dollar Tree, yep, and Big Five. Yeah.
In the Bash's shopping complex. The address is 216 East Highway 260. And what are your hours there?
They're from 8 to 5.
8 to 5, okay.
And because we only have Allie in the resource room for us as our employment counselor, I think she closes for lunch most of the time, because unless it's on a Tuesday or a Thursday. So during the lunch hour, expect a sign on the door.
Gotcha.
But she'll be back, so she's amazing. We have some really great employment counselors to help our workers that are struggling with, applying online. Not everybody has a computer, has that tech savvy, we have a lot of seniors that come in that we can help get on our computers in the resource room and apply for all those jobs online. We know what jobs are out there. I'm out there posting jobs and giving a list to our jobs offices so they can, match those jobs up with those workers, or just get on and find anything. We can go to anybody's website and apply for jobs. It doesn't have to be through azjobconnection.gov. So we would love everybody to post our jobs, post their jobs on our website, but we're not limited to only, help people on our website. We're gonna go everywhere that there's jobs out there. We don't want everyone applying through Indeed, but it's a good place to look, for those job leads. That's what I spent, many years in the jobs offices, and we created a hot job list. For some years we had that, and it turned into dozens of pages. So I think they've changed. I'm not sure that they have that anymore, but that's where I would find those job leads would be from Indeed. But then you want to definitely go to the real website and make sure it's a real job, because sometimes Indeed is posting jobs that aren't real. But it is a good place for just getting those leads and then looking straight to those companies that are applying, or through azjobconnection.gov, and then we're going to link you to those businesses as well.
That's funny, because that's exactly what I was thinking. I was going to ask you about Indeed or other sites like that, because I remember you mentioning that, I think last time, where people can get maybe discouraged. They see all those jobs listed, but then they try and pursue them or look into them, and they find out that it isn't an actual job.
Right, or just nobody's calling and they think it is real, and it probably isn't. There are some leads on there are some real jobs on there, but you always want to look on the real companies. Write down some company names that you're looking on Indeed and interested in these job orders that are on there, and make sure they're on the real employer's website, because sometimes they're not. And I think Indeed is just finding old job orders, or they're looking at jobs in another location that might be available. We used to have Stage here. That was one that popped up all the time. They always had Stage posted on Indeed, and they were never hiring. But they were in the Valley, and there was other openings somewhere else, so they just post those positions open in all those other areas that business has, locations, even though there's probably not any jobs at the location. So it's a little discouraging. So we definitely want to, encourage everyone to go straight to those real websites for those employers, and come let us help you in the jobs office so we can really connect to those jobs,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, anything else? I don't know. I know there's so many things that.
Mostly just our career fair for March. March 25th is our Payson High School College and Career Fair. As I was saying, at the beginning of our conversation, it's all about getting our employers on. We have 34 classrooms per hour. and there's 4 hours of workshops. So it's 134 spots to fill. So we started a month or two ago with just, starting to reach out to vendors. I know we have a dozen or so confirmed already, but we are looking to get as many employers, businesses, trades, anyone that can come and share any career paths with the students. Even if you only get a few in your session, we know if you engaged 3 or 4 or even 2 kids and they're thinking about that career, it's a success. So we know that we fill up every year. It's amazing how we can, we go all the way till February trying to reserve these rooms. You can reserve 1-hour workshop, or you can reserve all 4, or you can do all 4 and the gym. So we have the gym, so we're going to have a regular job fair in the gym after all the workshops. The kids go through the workshops there in the morning, a couple hours in the morning. We have lunch after that. Then there's 2 more sessions in the afternoon for the students, and then they go to the gym. So the 4 workshops are over by 2:45, and then they head to the gym till about 4 o'clock. So there are vendors that just show up for the gym portion. A lot of them do both. So we are just looking for as many businesses and trades and vendors out there that want to come and share their expertise for the students to spark some interest in their brains, so they are thinking of careers and what they're going to do after high school. So not all of them have it all figured out. Some of them do. We have our CTE programs, and a lot of the students that have it all figured out, they're already getting those college credits, but not all of them know what they want to do. So this is such a unique way to trigger those interests in their brains and what they want, what they might be thinking of. They have 4 years to go through these workshops, because every year we have this fair, and they are picking 4 every year. The freshmen just pick 2, but from sophomores to seniors, they're picking 4. So if they've been in Payson High School their whole education, they have 14 workshops that they've sat down in front of before they graduate. So it's a lot of information. It gives these kids, so they think, a little bit of an idea of what's out there, what kind of careers they could be thinking of. So we want to encourage our students and our our businesses out there to come in and give them some ideas, and let's keep our trades going. We know that there's not a lot of kids popping up to be plumbers and HVAC workers and vet techs, and they're doing a lot of things on their phones and remote things, and so we definitely need to get our kids on board with trades. And so we would love all of you out there to register for our College and Career Fair. We do have a flyer, and there's a QR code on it, but if you didn't get the flyer, if we didn't invite you, I would love for you to call me or Ginger Liddell at the high school, and we can forward you the email, get that invite over to you. You can register. There is a QR code, so it takes you to a Google registration form, and you can register for any of those workshops or the job fair portion in the gym. It gives you those options of what you want to do for that day. Cool. So it's a really cool, it's going to be a really great day. We're going to miss you if you're not there, and you're going to be really sad if you didn't make it. We'd love to have you too, Chris. You probably have a lot to share about that day. Nobody might be teaching. I think it's all, maybe you are, but you are, well, we would love to have you. We'd love to have anyone out there that is interested in sharing that with our students. I'm going to shout out my phone number if anybody's out there that didn't get the invite. If you're listening and you want to call me, I'm at 928-506-2583. And also Ginger Liddell is also that contact over at the high school, and she can be reached at 928-472-5749.
There we go. All right. Well, thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, everyone.
All the time.
Oh, you're so welcome. Everyone listening and watching, thank you. And next hour, we have Lucy Truschel, Humane Society of Central Arizona, Executive Director, coming in to share about the Humane Society and what's been happening. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about the chili dinner that they just had, Wags and Whiskers, which was a huge success. and some upcoming events and places where you can find them. But again, if you are looking for any information, if you're looking for a job or an employer looking for employees, definitely stop by the Arizona Works office. Again, right in between the Dollar Tree and the
Big Five
in the Bashes Shopping Center, 216 East Highway 260, and talk to Lori, and she can get you situated, get you connected.
Thank you, Chris.
You're so
We appreciate
welcome.
you.
And thank you guys. Now it is time to get back to the music here on KRIM. Hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. Again, we'll be back at 10. And also, don't forget about that fish fry over at the American Legion, Post 69, right there on Highway 260. Now, some music from Head in the Heart, Jim Croce, Edwin McCain, and more. But first, an update from the National Weather Service.